Well, hello, Virgo. This is Summer from Tarot by Summer, and I want to thank you. Thank you for stopping by YouTube channel to check out your general reading for the month of July. If you were here in last month, the first month that I actually started creating YouTube videos, well, posting them to the channel, making it official. If you were there last month and you came back this month, thank you. Thank you very much. You guys gave me such warm support and kind words last month, and I really, really, really appreciate you, Virgo. I honestly do. And if this is your first time coming to the channel for the month of July, then I thank you. I thank you in advance for your support, for your thumbs up, for your subscriptions, and for sharing with your friends. If anything resonates with you within this reading, please feel free to contact me. Let me know. Share your stories with me. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get started now. Before I laid out the spread, before I laid out the foundation of your spread, I said a prayer and I meditated so that I could focus in on the energy for the month of July for Virgo. And during meditation, I saw someone walk up to a mountain. I couldn't tell whether it was a man or a woman because I saw the back of them, the back of the person. And this person was wearing like a short set, like a safari type of short set. And this person had like a little canteen, like water bottle on the side of their hip, of his or her hip. And this person was looking up at the mountain. And there's like sun coming down from the top of the mountain. And then I could see like the snow cap on the top of the mountain, like some snow, frost or whatever, coming down along the sides. And this person had their hands on their hips like this, looking up, looking around, looking from side to side. And then the person started pacing like back and forth like that. And I couldn't hear anything. Sometimes I get, I can see words or hear words or something, but I didn't hear anything. It was just silent. And this person, looks like he or she's trying to figure out a way to get around this mountain. So he or she looked like they were planning, plotting, trying to come up with something to do this. Maybe frustrated, but not like in a panic or anything. More like it felt like planning. Okay, like I got to come up with a plan to get around this. That's what it felt like, or that's kind of like the body language that I saw inside of the vision. I don't know how it resonates with you. If it does, if that means something to you, any one of you, please send me a message, share on the video, share on the page of the video. Let me know what it means. Or maybe perhaps we can discover something during the reading. I don't know yet, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, I normally look at the bottom of the deck because the last card usually gives me like a main idea of what the reading is going to be about. And like if I go a few cards down, it will also show me, tell me a little bit more about some of your pasts, or it will tell me what you'd be hiding or not ready to deal with, not ready for the world to see. So all of these things play into a reading. So I try to look at everything and I try to be as thorough as I possibly can. Let's get started. At the bottom of the deck, you've got your energy, Virgo, the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is about someone who's very successful through their accomplishments, through their endeavors. Someone who's who has abundance of income. It's usually someone who's created this independently, like an independently wealthy person. Um, this person is usually a single person with high standards. This is you, Virgo, the Pentacles, Earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn represents the Pentacles. In the upright position. Now I'm going to go a few cards down. I just want to take a peek at a few cards here to kind of see what we've got happening. I think well, no, we're going to keep this one. Okay. I've got the Emperor, Death, Knight of Wands, and Nine of Pentacles. At some point in your past, or maybe the near present, maybe not so deep into the past, but you or someone around you, an authoritative figure, someone who's very masculine, commanding, like a leader in your life, was of influence to you. It could have been, he could be a husband, a love interest, a boss perhaps. For some of you, I'm picking up boss. For some of you, this could have been you, and you being the leader that you have been looking for in your life. Right next to the Emperor, this is the sign of Aries, by the way. This person is an Aries. If it is indeed a person and not a situation, that's who it would represent in your life. Right next to the Emperor is the Death card. The Death card is the sign of the Scorpio. Can you see that? The Death card doesn't mean somebody's going to die. It doesn't really mean that. It means the death of a long process that should have ended some time ago. It means that it's finally ended. It's something that you knew about, something that you knew needed to happen and take place. It's in with the old and out with the new, because it represents the death of something and the resurrection, or the resurrection into a new and improved you, or a new and improved situation, or the birth of something brand new. That's what I'm getting for some of you. Resurrection of you, but a new and improved you. Not necessarily something totally new, but a transformation into something you were supposed to become, like the caterpillar who emerges into a butterfly. Not like an elephant who turns into a pig. But I think you can kind of get where I'm going with this. Maybe I'm picking up for some of you that you were working for someone else, maybe had a boss, and this relationship with the boss, this contract, this job or this career where someone else was over you and in power over you ended. Because then you have the Knight of Wands on the other side of death going into the Nine of Pentacles. And to me, I'll be honest and tell you, that looks like you left the job, or by your own, you left the job by your own design, something that you wanted to do. That's for some of you. Some of you were maybe fired or laid off, but you kind of saw it coming along the way somewhere, and you knew it. Some of you didn't have a plan, but had to come up and become innovative and recreate yourself. Some of you already had a plan in action, and this was an opportunity to implement it, to move forward with your plan into independence, because the Knight of Wands is about creating. The Knight of Wands is entrepreneurial. The Knight of Wands is passionate. It is that of the air, it is that of the fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. The Knight of Wands is taking a new approach, okay? Rather working for someone else and being an employee, and going out there braving it on a horse, like the knight on a horse, someone who's proactive and brave. Someone who's taking their opportunity and riding off into the sunset with it. If that's another way I can explain it, but that's that's kind of what it is. And this person is taking the bull by the horn. I know I'm using all these metaphors to explain it, but that's what it looks like, and becoming independent. Because if you look at the Knight of Swords, he's looking right at this independent woman over here. He's going straight into that direction and probably emerging into this woman. And actually, you can't see the face of this Knight of Wands. You can't tell whether this is a man or a woman, but in the traditional tarot deck, it's usually the man. But of course, the people inside of the tarot decks are, they're interchangeable. It's just energy, the energy that each person carries. This is what I'm getting. I have the feeling this is about a job. For some of you, it may even be the beginnings of a relationship, maybe with someone who is of a fire sign, maybe someone younger. An emperor next to death could mean that, your marriage or your relationship with someone that you were with for a long time, it ended, and you had an opportunity, you had a fresh new start with someone younger. You became single, and you had a practical. You know, your relationship was of value. It was, you know, something noteworthy, something real, yet passionate. That's what I'm getting for some of you. Yeah. So what's going on with you, Virgo? Let's dig a little deeper and see what we got. We're going to dig a little deeper and go into the main part of the reading. Okay, Virgo, at your center you have the Hangman. What's covering you is the King of Pentacles, which is your energy. Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. What is beneath you at your foundation is the Fool. In your near past is the King of Wands, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. What is on your mind, or what is coming from spirit, from above, is the Wheel of Fortune. And in your near future, you have the Five of Pentacles. At the center, you are being the Hangman right now. There's something that you are in limbo about. You're suspended in air. You can't make a move right now. There's something that there's some sort of stuck energy. It's like you want to do something, you want to move forward with something, but you feel like you need to hang tight for a moment and evaluate a situation from different perspectives. Or you may not be comfortable moving forward right now. You're in a comfortable position, just kind of hanging. Because the earth signs are typically a slow moving, it's like a slow moving energy. You know, that they're Virgos can be very and other earth signs can be very methodical. You know, you guys are planners. You like to plan things, you like to evaluate things, you like to, you know, go over that you like to go over situations and facts with a fine-tooth comb. Virgo, you also be nervous because sometimes Virgos, they're you guys are like used to order. So when something is not quite in order, you get nervous about it, and you kind of worry. When you worry, you either don't make a move, or you want to hurry up and do something because you're worried. Oh my goodness, the situation, something needs to be done. We got to take care of this. It's usually either dynamic. The need to get in there and fix this. This must be fixed now. This problem must be solved. There's got to be a solution to this. And we got to find this fast. There's got to be a way to do this, another way. Okay. The King of Pentacles what crosses you can either help you or hinder you. The King of Pentacles is someone in your life, typically a man, but it can be a woman, it just depends. This person is very successful. This person is well established. This person makes a lot of money in their business. business and investment, has excellent, awesome resources, financial resources. This person can easily be someone in a white collar field, or some sort of owner of a corporation or leader in a corporation. He makes very sound decisions when it comes to finances, and he's very practical, like the Leo. I mean, not the Leo. Did I say Leo? I meant Virgo, because he does represent Virgo. He represents he represents the earth signs: Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And this person can help you by giving you support and advice to maybe ease some of your worry and apprehension, maybe procrastination, perhaps. Or this could be you. The other dynamic, the other side of you in the right, this could be you in the right, in the like the other side of you, one side is kind of worrying, upside down, not so sure about which moves to make, maybe not as confident. Okay, this is you. Sometimes you don't feel as confident as you should feel, so you don't do anything, or maybe you panic because you feel stuck and you worry. And maybe this is you in the confident upright position. This is you when you're confident, when you feel good. You feel like the king of pentacles on top of the world. Nothing can stop you, ever stop you from making money and succeeding. This card crossing you can also hinder you if you run across somebody who gives very, very false financial advice, or falsely leads you with resources that aren't real, that don't turn into anything. Like a poor financial advisor, talking to you, like a maybe a really bad, con artist or something like that. If this is something that hinders you, trying to talk you into some snake oil investment, it just depends on where this is coming in your life. However, I do feel that this is something that can help you, whether this is you just projecting what you want out into the world, and this is the other side of you, and you needing to come out of suspension, that time of procrastination, and just walk right into yourself because it's right here. Or if this is somebody that can help you, perhaps maybe your husband is a husband or wife is an earth sign. That could be it. And this person could be, your husband or wife could be very supportive. And maybe your other half is a little bit, maybe for some of you, you both be air sign. I mean, not air, earth signs, but you balance out, because where one falls short of something, or not, be on his A game, the other one would back you up. The other one is there to give backup, and vice versa. That could be it for some of you. That's what I'm feeling. Now, what lies beneath you is the Fool. And if you look at these two cards here, they look similar. See that? This is the Fool on the bottom, and on top is the Hangman. They really, really do look similar. This feels like the Fool and the Hangman and the Wheel of Fortune actually going down straight down this line down the middle are major arcana cards, and they're like major changes or events that will take place in your life that are noticeable, that you will notice and that people will stand up and notice or have done so already. This Fool in your foundation is the opportunity to step out on faith into something that you've been wanting to do with your life, something you've been wanting to venture off into. Whether you wanted to start a business, start a relationship, travel around the world, whatever you had your eyes set on. The opportunity was right there, but you have the Hangman over it. And the King of Pentacles covering it. Maybe you're thinking about the actions of the Fool, because Virgos think a lot and analyze a lot. And this is the kind of energy that you criticize because it's not really practical. The Fool is kind of the opposite of Hangman, if you want to tell the truth about it. The Fool steps out there on faith without thinking everything through, or without thinking, period. They go more with how they feel about something, or their intuition. Maybe that opportunity is there, but you're not used to it, so you need to think about this. I don't know if I should do that. Let me sit and think about this. Let me try to look at this from different angles. Let me do some research on this. Let me talk to other people who've done this before I step out there and look like a damn fool. I don't know if I can step out there and look like this. I don't know about that. I don't know. That's not really me making foolish decisions. I can't be a fool. I'm too smart for that. I worked too hard to get to where I am to go out there and blow it and risk losing everything. Some of you are saying, if I do this and step out there like a fool, my husband or wife is going to kill me. I don't know if I can do this. I have to make this, I have to, you know, try to make this fly with my husband or wife first. I don't know. He or she's going to be mad at me because we lose some money. And I'm not, I'm not used to making these kind of decisions. He or she is not used to me doing this, behaving this way. I'm more solid, more grounded, more practical. That will be the case for some of you. Some of you are thinking, I will be a fool to not take this opportunity because I played it safe for so long. I've just done what was expected of me because everybody's used to me being a certain way. I'm used to making practical, sound decisions that are based upon facts. However, this is an opportunity to do something new, something I've never done before. And it looks really good because I did weigh the options, but I don't know. I'm a bit nervous about this. I don't know. I'm not used to doing this. What is a husband or wife or family going to say? What'll happen if we lose everything? In the near past, you had King of Wands. You have King of Wands. The King of Wands is fire energy, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. He or she, but it's usually a he, this is a man's energy, is an entrepreneur, someone very creative, someone, really good at sales, someone very charismatic, good natured, fun to be around, really, cool, somebody you can talk to, pretty easy to get along with, someone with a lot of vitality, sexual energy, sexual, you know, attraction, a damn good leader. For some of you, this person, this king of your past, because you're sandwiched between two men here. For some of you, this be a love triangle, maybe a third party situation where you have to decide which one you're going to be on with. Maybe this person recently emerged into your past or resurfaced from the near past, from the past here as the emperor. Maybe this is the emperor repackaged or repackaging himself or herself, an Aries or another fire sign. There could be two different people or the same person, just showing slightly different sides. The King of Wands wouldn't, he would be a little more laid back than the Emperor. He's not going to be as aggressive as the Emperor, but he still possesses that energy. But you've got to decide who you're going to be with. Or maybe the King of Wands is your husband or wife, and you're trying to decide whether to be with the King of Pentacles. Maybe the King of Pentacles is somebody new coming in. This is the person you married in the past. This is someone new coming into your life, or someone who's already here because he covers the Fool, and you're trying to decide, if I go with the King of Pentacles, will this be a foolish decision? The situation is going to vary because it's a general reading, so you can't, not it's The stories are going to change. There are different energies here, different people. So I'm picking up on different things. What lies directly above you is the Wheel of Fortune. That's what's on your mind. You want something to turn in your favor. You want something to work in your favor, and it's in the upright position. It is, and it will work in your favor. But you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision and decide what it is you want to do to get that wheel turning. If you want it to turn in your, to kind of push it along, you got to kind of put out clear and concise intentions into the universe. The universe is like above your head. It's like, from the heavens coming down above, from above. You got to send out those clear signals. In the near future is the Five of Pentacles for the month of July. Someone will either be left out in the cold. Once again, this is dealing with money. This is your energy, Virgo. Someone will be left out in the cold. Will they be left out in the cold from this three-party situation, if that's what you have, going straight through the middle? Will someone get left out in the cold? Or will someone get left out in the cold from a business decision, and you lose something pertaining to business? Because you're independent and you are used to making money. You're used to having a lot of money. Virgo, whether you're independent or not, whether you are single or not, whether you're single or not, you're projecting the energy of a single person, a single independent person. So I'm getting the feeling that you feel like you have to make these decisions alone because you can only depend on yourself. You not be alone, you be married, but that's kind of the feeling that I get. You feel like you cannot mess up, you can't lose. You can't lose anything. Failure is not an option. And I have the feeling that this is not really something that's coming, but it's more of a worry. Because there's a lot of money around you and opportunities. For some of you, you're thinking about, if you mess up with one of these men, that you'll be left high and dry without either of them and be by yourself. So you're not making any decisions because you don't want to fail on either side. You're concerned that it'll just be you and your money. Why is the Five of Pentacles here for Virgo? Why is the Five of Pentacles here for Virgo? Why is the Five of Pentacles here for Virgo? What is this Five of Pentacles about? Virgo, I have the feeling you're going to be all right. I really do. You're not used to losing, because I feel like you've never really lost anything, because you haven't really stepped out there voluntarily. You haven't, you've you've had a lot of support in your life, which is great, which is excellent. You've had some good support in your life, good plans. So I have the feeling you're going to be all right, Virgo. Give me a card. I'm sorry, nose is itching. I have allergies. Spirit, can you tell me why this Five of Pentacles is here for Virgo? What does this Five of Pentacles mean? You have the Four of Cups in reverse. Let's see. Looks like you maybe you're reconsidering an offer. Seven of Wands in reverse. Maybe you're reconsidering an offer. And relinquishing a position that you stood your ground on. And you have, what is this? The Eight of Swords in reverse. You're coming out of your head about something. Looks like you'll be having a change of heart about something. Change of heart and head. Giving up a fight. Relinquishing some control. It looks like you're going to take a chance with something in the near future. Five of Pentacles in the upright position. Four of Cups in the reverse position. Seven of Wands in the reverse position. Eight of Swords in the reverse position. And the Knight of Cups in the upright position. Virgo, you're going to reconsider an offer that was given to you, or that will be given to you. You're going to relinquish something that you stood your ground on. Again, that looks like reconsidering, giving in to something that you initially fought against. and you're going to come out of your head with worry about it. It looks like you're saying, you know what? I can't control every little thing about life. I can't control the outcome of everything. So I'm just gonna kind of let go, make a decision on something, and let go of the things that once held me back mentally. Mentally, this is the swords energy, air energy, I mean, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Let go physically. This is earth sign. I'm sorry, this is fire sign. Seven of Wands in reverse. Letting go of something that you fought against. Something you stood your ground on. Emotionally, you turned down quite a few cups. Well, you turned down one cup pretty much because you were discontent with what was given to you and you didn't want to settle. But you're letting go, you're letting go. You're letting go mentally, physically, and emotionally. And at the end of this, you have the Knight of Cups. You took a cup and you're moving forward with it because you made a decision. You're going to go with it. And you're not going to worry about lack. This is an illusion. You're not going to worry about it. You've spent too much time being in the hangman position, worrying mentally, worrying emotionally, worrying physically, and it's taking a toll on you. And you're going to get tired of it. You're tired of fighting. You're tired of worrying, being caught in your head. And you're tired of not being fulfilled emotionally. And you're going to take a chance. You're going to take on the attitude, well, hey, if I can't get the support of the people in my life and they don't understand where I'm coming from and where I need to go, then I'm going to have to step out there and do it alone. Hey, at some point in life, I got to step out there and try. I can't live inside my head. I can't live in emotions. And I can't fight to keep proving myself over and over and over again. I cannot continue fighting to prove my worth, to prove status, to prove to prove my stance. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm gonna take a chance. Maybe go out there, This person usually has like a child or someone with them. And in this case, I can't tell, but it looks like she's holding a child. Yeah. This is a woman. This turning to someone for help. So she's not going to be out there in the cold. In the traditional tarot deck, this person is walking away with a child on the outside of like a church or some sort of spiritual institution or religious institution having something to do with faith. And they're out there alone in the cold. This time, they're on the inside where it's warm. And she's holding the child and talking to another person, consulting with another person for help because she's had to move on. And this is what's coming in the near future. And of course, the Ace of Cups in the upright position. I think this is awesome, Virgo. because at some point you do get tired, and I understand. You get drained mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. You know, you want to come out of the cold because you got the four elements right here, right here. All four of them. And you get sick of worrying about money, worrying about this, worrying about your personal life, worrying about your health, worrying about the state of your mind and legal stuff. For some of you, this is legal stuff. Some of you, this is your health. Some of this is your personal life. You get tired of worrying about this kind of stuff, and you just want to be happy. You just want to be happy. Happy. Move forward. Feel renewed. Feel rejuvenated. Feel energetic. If you need to do something, step out there, because the full opportunity is right here. The wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. If you need to, venture off and do something that you really want to do for yourself, help will be here. So you don't have to worry that, you can release and relax a little bit now, It's going to be okay. I didn't even ask the question. And an air sign energy popped out. Someone who can help you legally. Help you with your finances. Someone who can give you sage advice. You got the lilies. Help you create something long-term and stable. Prepare you for retirement. Someone you can consult with. Someone who can also help you spiritually, since it fell on the Five of Pentacles. This is an air sign. This is somebody by your side who will be by your side. And you got the garden. You got the garden. Someone who can help you prosper and grow. Someone who can help you set up long-term plans for your future and investments and make it multiply like in the garden. This is great. I like it. I like it. Whatever it is you want to do, Virgo, whatever plans you have, I have the feeling that it is indeed money-centered, But of course, it's dealing with other things too. It's dealing with your private life, It's dealing with, some love, things you got going on, Emotions, health, and your mind, body, and soul, You'll be fine, Virgo. You will. You will definitely be fine. I see it. You've got some really, really good support around you. I think this is awesome, Now I want to go into another section of your reading. So I don't want you to worry too much. Whatever it is you need to decide, whether it's your finances or relationship, something you're trying to decide within your relationship, you'll still be fine. Because as you could see, You'll have someone who will help you. You'll be able to turn to someone um, who's older, wiser, or who just have maybe not older or necessarily wiser, but someone who has um, resources that can help you in general. Maybe someone of the cloth, a spiritual advisor, financial advisor, legal advisor. Someone who has more advanced knowledge than you do in certain areas that you can turn to, and the proper resources if you need to make a financial decision about a new venture you want to go off into, or make a decision about your relationship with someone. But I think it looks good. I mean, either way, it feels like the story of two people. Like, it could resonate with me, but I didn't see like a two stories. I mostly saw, you know, two stories within the main part of your reading. So that's what I'm picking up. It just depends on, how it flows for whomever is watching. What spiritual messages does Spirit have for Virgo? My lovely friends, Virgo. What do you have? What do you have? What messages do you have for Virgo for the month of July? This one's trying to come out. Let's see here. Support. You got it. You're going to have the support you need. One more for Virgo. One more for Virgo. This one is trying to come out. It popped. Ground yourself. For the month of, I'm about to say, maybe I'm about to say because Virgo goes into, but for the month of July, I'm really tuned into Virgo right now. What messages do we have for the month of July? Let's spread a little love on this reading. This one's trying to pop out. What messages does Spirit have by way of love? There we go. At the bottom of the deck, you got daydreams and decisions. Daydreams and decisions. Interesting. I'm going to come back to this. Support. People come into your life for different reasons. Some you learn from and then they move on, while others return often because you need to learn from them, from those individuals. Others remain beside you through your entire life. Seek the truth falls under support. Seek the truth means find out who's really on your side. Find out who's really on your side and who's not, so that you won't waste time or energy in your personal life and your love life, and with business. Find out who's on your side so you know who you can trust from, who you can't trust. Once you find out who's really in your corner, then you'll be able to properly let these people in or this person in and give you the support that you need. Sometimes everybody that's in our lives are not necessarily for us. They just happen to be there, like the card says, that we can learn a lesson from, but maybe they're not there to be in your life forever. And with that said, you want to kind of choose wisely who to trust from who not to trust in your professional life and in your personal life, because you will need the support of others with whatever it is you need to do. We all need that. But I believe you'll be fine once you find the truth, of course. You have 7 right above seek the truth. Seek the truth when it comes to personal relationships, because this spread, it's this deck, this John Holland deck of love, it is about, love in general, but it's more so your personal life than professional life. These relationships are usually closer. It could be family, it could be close friends, it could be people that we have love interests with. But then again, it could also be relationships, work relationships. But I'm kind of reading this as someone, in your close circle. Find out who's really on your side and who's not. And then ground yourself. You want to ground yourself as well. Being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow Spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with the divine source. This is why you had the elements of these cards in the reverse position, all lined up next to each other, because you're not grounded right now. You're not grounded right now. That's what this is about. And then you had the Hangman, suspended in air, upside down. That was another upside down card. Interesting. Another upside down card. See? Another upside down card. Not grounded, procrastinating, not fully in alignment, even though you think you are. But these are the things that you're dealing with, and you're probably dealing with them silently, inward, distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, with all of these different emotions and things going on, of course, inside you internally, yeah, you're going to feel that way. You're going to feel like now is not the time to make a decision, or should I make a decision? And then, of course, for some of you, you be tempted to kind of maybe, I don't know, turn to alcohol or something to help you get out of this situation, or use some escape with pleasure, with something that gives you pleasure. Use some form of pleasure as a way of escaping this situation. For some of you, that's what I'm picking up. Instead of doing what needs to be done naturally to ground yourself and turn these three cards around. Hell, get rid of them. Because even in the upright position, they're not the best of cards. But we want to definitely make sure that this Knight of Cups moving out is something positive for you. Strengthen bonds in your relationship. Recognize, when you recognize who's really there for you and who's, not just hangers on or whatever, who's not truthful with you, who's not honest with you. Call things out for the way that you really see it. Be honest with yourself as well. And ground yourself to strengthen bonds with people who truly are in your corner. And this is an opportunity for you to do so. Strengthening bonds, there's a one, it's the Ace of Wands in the tarot deck. Look how similar these cards are. They're very similar. This is what can happen after you ground yourself and begin the process. Healing and growth, the beginning of prosperity. Actually, it is the Ace of Pentacles, not the Ace of Wands. This is more so the Ace of Pentacles. Yep. And at the bottom of the deck here, daydreams and decisions. Another 7. Seven is a very spiritual number. It means you're going through a spiritual transformation. You have spirit on your side. It's good to daydream about what it is you want to accomplish, your dreams and your goals. Set your intentions. And make a decision. Don't be disillusioned, pretty much. Seek the truth. This is like the 7 of Swords here in the tarot, in the regular tarot deck. Don't let anyone disillusion you. This is like the 7 of Cups in the tarot deck. You want to make a decision. Seek the truth. Find out what the truth is. make a decision about what's best for you in your life, in your relationships, and strengthen bonds with those people who truly are in your corner. Well, Virgo, this concludes the reading for the month of July, and I hope you got something from it. I hope I was able to help you in some way. Um, I hope something resonates with you that I said in this reading, or that that I showed you. Um, if it doesn't resonate with you, and please take a look at your sun sign. I mean, take a look at your moon or your rising sign or some other sign that resonates best with you inside of your chart. If you'd like more information and you like something more personal, where we can zero in and um, really focus on you and not pick up the energies of everyone else, because not everything will resonate with you, then contact me for a personal reading. Set up something with me. Send me an email, and we can set up something. Well, I have to go now, but I look forward to seeing you again, hopefully in this. Take care and have a wonderful evening. It is nighttime here, so take care. Bye bye.